Hi guys, this is Charles 1K92 here, also known as GM65 on the PlayStation Network. So, it has been quite a long time since I have done a video like this, mainly because I was away on holiday for 2 weeks, work and everything else. But this video is an update and it's mainly about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's coming out on October 5th. And I need to actually sort out my calendar. Hang on. Let's see, so it's September, which we're currently in at the moment. Okay. Right. Sorry about that. Should have sorted that out instantly, but forgot. Okay, so Assassin's Creed Odyssey is coming out in October 5th, and I am in anticipation for the game as much as everybody else. I have seen videos of people who have already played parts of the game due to conventions that they've gone to, different cons and E3 and so on. So throughout this year, Assassin's Creed Odyssey has been everywhere in the sense. Each time Ubisoft has taken the game to one of these conventions, they've shown up the latest model of it or the latest variant of it, meaning that the game, as far as I'm concerned, they're showing you bits and pieces, so they're not like revealing too much. So when E3 came out, obviously, oh wow, it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, this is what the game looks like. That and another convention, they'll go, okay, so you've seen what the game looks like, you get to play a little demo of the game, you get to explore certain areas of Greece, and hopefully you get to do a lot more different things. But besides that, there are other bits and pieces as well, which I'm going to get up now. Just bear with. Let's see. Odyssey. Just mainly getting certain things up just to go along certain paths. So yeah, with Odyssey, it's a very unique game in itself. So the whole idea of the game is to constantly write your own Odyssey as it tells you in the trailers and obviously in gameplay, so you have to create your own way of how you want to do stuff. Meaning, choices actually matter now in the game. So in the past Assassin's Creeds, you never really had a choice. You never had this decision of your own. You just followed a very linear path of, if we take Altair's gameplay of it all, the only way how you progressed further into the story was you had to go and speak to a particular person. They will tell you, right, so you've come here to kill so-and-so. Altair will say, yes. Okay, do I have permission to go and do this? And they go, not yet, you need to gather a bit of intel first, come back to me with this, and I'll choose whether or not you can go or not. So then you get to go and explore a certain district of the city then. You then had to go and find and, you know, make the map more easier to understand as well by doing viewpoints, little missions, and then once that was done and you gathered all the information that you needed, you then went back to the guy, the Rafiki I believe, and then he'd say, yes, well done, okay, here is your leave to go, which is a feather, and then you go and kill your target. But with Odyssey, however, there isn't this kind of thing. You still have to talk to people, but they will say to you, oh, there's this mercenary and he's bullying the populace. And you go, okay, so I want to help out. And it'll be a generic conversation at first, but then eventually it'll come to a point where you have a decision to make on how things get, how you approach this. Do you approach it with confidence? Do you approach it with caution? Or do you go around saying, I can defeat him without any issue, so being very too overconfident maybe. Or perhaps maybe you want to be a bit harsh on the person who's telling you, saying, why the fuck should I help you? You know, what's in it for me? And then, you know, this person then will have a reaction to what you say, so it'll be like, oh, well, if you help the townsman or the townsfolk, you'll be rewarded with something. So if you beat the mercenary, I suppose you'd get whatever he was carrying, whatever loot he had. But it's not just that. There might be an item that you can get from the townsfolk if you help them. There's another thing, which there is, if it doesn't have to be that, it can also be other things as well. So there is an ally of yours which you make at some point during the game, and they basically tell you bits and pieces. So they inform you of current events, I think, and they'll say, oh, this thing happened a while back, were you involved? And it's like, you could lie, because there's an option to lie, and there's an option to tell the truth. Now, if you want to tell the truth, there might be consequences, because if it was a bad thing that happened, you don't want to be associated with it, so you go, oh no, it wasn't me. But then there might be a consequence to that later on, where there will be evidence to say, oh, but it was you, so you lied to me about this. Why did you lie? So you can either go down a very truthful route and you can say, look, yeah, I'll hold my hands up, I done this, or you can lie about things and you say, oh no, I never done that. But besides that, there's that kind of freedom, I guess, of you can choose certain things. It's still possibly a little bit linear, because these things are always going to be set to these trees, these paths, and they will always go down one way or another, and then eventually they might join back together again to make another choice. But you get the choice, so it's like freedom. That's why you can have two people playing the same game and they all come up with different things. So if I had two PS4s here and another version of me, one version of myself will go down one route, but then maybe my other version, or my other self, might turn around and say, you know what, I don't want to go down that route, I want to try this one, see what that's like. Just to be the opposite. Or maybe I'll have a different mindset, because when you listen to something the first time, you think, okay. And if you have a secondary playthrough, you might go back to that same area again and go, you know what, when I've done this, it caused me a lot of problems. Maybe I'll try this route this time, see what it's like. Because you only get one choice. You get to choose, but once you choose your option, that's it. You can't just say, oh, I want to go back. There is no going back, it's just mainly going forward. But besides that, there is something else as well about the Odyssey's DLCs. So the Odyssey's DLC is mainly going to be episodic, as far as I have found out. So what that means is this. So I'm trying to find out for you very quickly if I can. Probably I might not be able to. Hang on. Let's see. There we go. Alright. So, there are two DLCs which come out for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, you think to yourself, two DLCs? Okay, well, it's not going to be too dissimilar to what Origins was then. You're going to get one DLC which is for this, another DLC which is for that, and that's going to come out in 1 month, and we're going to have to wait for a huge period of time until the next one comes out. Technically you are correct, but you're wrong in the thinking of, oh, it's just going to come out instantly. No, it's going to come out episodically. So, the first one is, I think, Legacy of the Blade. Now, what that is, it's about the Hidden Blade, and its technical origins, and its legacy that it will leave throughout the rest of Assassin's Creed up until present day. So, what is it? What is this Legacy of the Blade? Who came up with it? Who was the first person to use a hidden blade? Those of us who are Assassin's Creed historian buffs will tell you that it was the assassin known as Darius. Darius was an assassin of the Persian, well, there was no Brotherhood then, but he was a Persian assassin, and he was the very first assassin to assassinate Xerxes with a hidden blade. Now, he doesn't have the hidden blade as far as I've seen from the trailer in what we would portray it to be, which is where it's located underneath the wrist, and you activate it by going this, and blade comes out. His blade seems to be on the reverse from what we've seen. It's more or less exposed, so it's here. So when he makes a fist, it pops out this way, so he's punching his target, not this. So perhaps maybe it's a choice that maybe we get to have a small bit of influence on. Who knows, we might actually be able to get our own hidden blade by the time of this DLC. Because if you think about it, Well, as a matter of fact, I haven't even explained upon why we're having this Legacy DLC. Well, throughout the history of ancient Greece and obviously the Persian Empire, they did have a clash which, you know, is famously seen as the 300, well, from the film, but an actual historical event. So you did have the Spartans going up against the Persians, right, historically. So this did apparently happen, and, it just happened. As far as we know, the Spartans won, albeit they died, every single one of them, but they won in the sense that they caused the enemy to be delayed. So it's like they had a victory, but it wasn't like a good victory. You can call it a Pyrrhic victory at that. So, in any case, so there is this Persian assassin. Now, the funny thing is, people have spoken about when it came to Assassin's Creed Origins, well, there was a Persian assassin, so he must have a brotherhood. No. Or maybe yes, it might have been a brotherhood, but perhaps maybe not as one as Bayek made. So to make it simplistic is this. So like Bayek, when he was starting on his journey to becoming an assassin, well, the hidden one as it was known, he was on his own a majority of the time. And he made connections which was through Aya, his wife, and they had all these other different people, both men and women, all across from Egypt. Some were priests, some were just poets, some was just some form of politicians, military people, and so on. And they had a distaste for Ptolemy at the time. Once they replaced Ptolemy with Cleopatra, then it became quite clear that she kind of cut off her ties with these people, but Bayek saw the opportunity. He said, he not word for word, but he knew that through Cleopatra he was able to meet with all these other people. And he noticed that the enemy, which is the Order of Ancients, which are the Templars, you are hidden in the shadows behind politics, leaders, kings, and so on. So they hide behind these people. They're very, very powerful. But Bayek says, well, who's going to be looking out for the small persons, the people themselves? And it's going to be him, them, their brotherhood, their creed. No matter how small they are, they will always be there. And by the end of AC Origins, you get to see Bayek starting up the Hidden Ones, and then for the DLC of the Hidden Ones, he's become a mentoring figure, a teacher of some kind, a leader, along with Amunet, which is Aya in Rome. But getting back to Darius, Darius didn't have this. He seems to be on his own, and he's just a wandering figure. Now, I'm going to assume, because I have to assume, that he must have killed Xerxes at this current point when we come across him in the DLC. And he seems to be, from what I remember finding in the trailer, he's hunting down somebody. He might be hunting down us, or maybe he thought we were just a wandering soldier or a wandering mercenary just happening to go on by, and he just thinks to himself, well, you know, like how we all do when we've played an Assassin's Creed game, we see a wandering guard on their own, and you're thinking, well, I am a bit low on money, maybe I should kill this guy and take it, because. But he doesn't kill us, from what we've seen in the trailer. He more or less, probably he's our enemy at first, so we have to try and fight him, but his tactics are going to be that of how we would fight as an assassin. So he may have an array of weapons that he might use. He might have a sword, he might have a spear, he might have an axe. He might not even actually use any of these, he might just use his hidden blade, which means that he's going to be skulking around in the shadows, and it's going to be very hard for us to detect him. But perhaps after this, we get to learn about what he's doing in our area. Why is he here? What is he looking for? What is he doing? And who knows, as I said, maybe at the end of it, we might get to convert the Spear of Leonidas, or the blade of it, and make it into a hidden blade of our own, because it's technically nearly there, and as we upgrade the blade through the story, it might become something that, you know what, yeah, just chop this thing off here, take it to this place, stick this all on, and perhaps maybe at the point in time when we have to make our own blade, Darius might say, oh no, why you got it, why do you have it there? And says, well, if you got it there, it's not going to be very useful. Somebody can easily take this off you. If it's here, no one's ever going to see it if you're standing like this, technically. But who knows, maybe we can have that bit of influence. Who knows? But And there is another one which is the sunken city of Atlantis. So this is another famous ancient thing that happened. Atlantis is an ancient town or state that apparently was swallowed by the sea. But obviously in Assassin's Creed Origins we're actually going to be able to find this place, explore it and find out what secrets it has and what it can entail for our assassin. It's going to be mainly more First Civilization based, so it's going to be a load of ancient temples, hidden tombs and a load of other things that we have to face. Probably some monsters too, since that seems to be portrayed in the game. Same thing with Assassin's Creed Origins with the Tomb Kings themselves. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing. I'm kind of hoping for modern day to be a lot more better than Origins, so that's also another thing which I'm hoping for. But yes, so when the game comes out, I will be doing what I did last time. I will be doing an unboxing video for that, so hopefully if anybody is interested and they don't want to spend a lot of money on the game, you don't have to worry. I can basically decide to take this task on myself to do it, along with other people. So Bayek probably won't be on his own up there as the biggest. I didn't really check the size of this one because, you know, that's how it is. But funnily enough, I haven't received anything from the post, because the last time that I did get something, which was Assassin's Creed related, he was the first thing to come before the game, and as we all know from the last video, he was in a big box. So I'm hoping that this time, I don't know what to go on. I mean, I don't want it to be AC 4 or AC... well, Unity is fine. I've got Arno, who's standing near the guillotine and whatnot, and his sword is missing because that broke. But the Black Flag one, which is this one, which I've got down there, if I were to set that up, I guarantee that it probably would fill this space here instantly, but whatevers. But I'm hoping for this one, because you've got two choices. Basically, it's just Alexios and Cassandra making their attack on a, well, I'd say a pre-Order of Ancients soldier or a guard or maybe a Grand Master. I don't know who these guys are, but it'll be interesting to find out. So that is going to be something which I'm planning to do when it comes out. But the saddest part of it is that I will be working on the day that the game gets released, so I probably won't be home to receive the goods. But I'm kind of been in anticipation. I've been waiting for my emails to say yes, it's coming, so you better get ready to take it and whatnot. So, but yeah, once I have what I have, I'll be doing a video on it. Hopefully we get to see things in the game, not in the game, what is it? Hopefully we get to see things, and I'll show you if there's any art books or anything that's left, like little notes. I'll just happily show off what I have to show off, and get the game loaded in, and hopefully start recording instantaneously without any issues. So I will be doing a live stream. I'm not going to be using my Elgato system either, because I've come across with an issue. It's been not that I can't fix, but I've been trying it for a while, and I have been making some videos, but I've not posted them because while listening to the not the feedback, but while listening to the recording, I've come unstuck with an issue. So every single time I have to go and make the recording, and let's just say, not through me speaking, but let's just say through the act of getting the actual game sounds from the TV and the PlayStation through the system into the computer, it's not that I don't have memory for this, I do, but it's just not getting through. I've unplugged everything, uninstalled, then reinstalled, done everything all over again, and it's just no. So happily it's been somewhat of a waste of money, but I can still do live streams from the PlayStation 4, so I do have this to fall back on. So that's always a safe bet. The only issue that I have now is because something else. So probably when it comes down to Kingdom Hearts, I am going to be needing the Elgato system because of what fucking Square Enix is like with Japan and whatnot. And I'm going to be needing this. So that's why I need to try and figure out how to fix it if I can. But hey, if I can't make it bear fruit, then it's not going to bother me that much. But in any case, so that's generally it. That's all my news. That's all my updates. Hopefully everyone's been a-okay. And here comes to the last part, which is always the boring part. So I hope that you did enjoy the video. I would like it if you like the video in some way. Even if it's a dislike, I don't care, because hey, it just shows that you've watched my videos. So if you'd like to leave a like, great. If you'd like to leave a comment, that would be great as well. If you'd like to subscribe, please do. Subscribes technically don't matter, but if you want to do it and you want to see a next video of mine, please do. And just to remind yourself, or me to remind you, there's going to be a little bell icon somewhere when you have to subscribe to my channel. So if you want to actually click on my channel, there should be a bell icon somewhere. Is it on the top left or is it on the top right? It's somewhere near the subscribe button. So you want to click on that as well after you've hit the subscription. So basically what that will do, it will send you an email when I've uploaded a video. Unless YouTube has chosen to be a bit more harsh and not allow this. But in any case, please do like the video, comment the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification once you've done all of those things. Hopefully I get to hear from you guys next time, or you get to hear from me next time. I have been Charles1K92 and I am signing out.